What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, the LowkeyLegend. How the fuck y'all doing today? I'm doing alright. Today I'm back with episode 96 of the Stoner Tips series. Today's episode is yet again another requested topic. That's all I've been hitting on in these last few videos of stoner tips. Been reading the comment section and getting on as many topics as I can from you guys personally. So as I said before, drop in the comment section if you guys got something individually you want me to hit on in an episode of stoner tips, and I will get to it as soon as possible. Today we're on episode 96. We're gonna be talking about nectar collectors. So with that being said, if you do enjoy, smash the thumbs up button. It goes such a long way just for that 2 seconds of hitting that thumbs up button, bro. You have no idea. Gives me so much motivation to keep uploading these videos, more than you guys will ever understand. It's crazy, but thanks so much again for watching, and let's dive right on into this episode 96 today, talking about nectar collectors, bro. So if you guys have not smoked out of one, you're really not missing out on too much. All right, I'm gonna say that now simply because I've only smoked out of a couple nectar collectors, and in the end, I feel like when you do a nectar collector, if you don't know what it is, first of all, it's basically a long stick with, you know, a nice little design on it, glass stick. It's meant for smoking wax. So you're going to heat the end of the stick, the metal stick up pretty much. I don't know if I should call it a stick or not, but it looks like a long fucking pole with some design on, you know, the entire pole, either a glass design or some shit. But you light one of the ends up, and once it's, you know, red hot, as you would a dab nail, you put it into whatever wax paper or whatever wherever you have your wax, and you take the hit from there. I wouldn't recommend using wax paper simply because that nail you're putting on the wax paper, odds are it's going to melt through that wax and through that paper as well. So make sure you have this wax in like a jar or like a, you know, a nice little glass fucking thing. Like they sell them like the dispensary wax. It's in like a circular jar, usually the grams are, and that's where you're going to want to get your best smoke out of, like for the nectar collector, because what you're doing is heating up that nail, the end of the nectar collector, and you're putting it up against the wax, and you're putting it straight into it and sucking from there. So what it's going to hit the wax is going to immediately melt and turn into smoke, and that smoke's going to immediately go straight into your lungs. Now, in the end, a lot of these nectar collectors, depending on you know, the design, some of them have perks inside of the nectar collector, which is super fucking dope as well. It'll filter out water and shit. You can put water in them. Some of them, I've never hit one like that, but they do have, you know, more expensive nectar collectors out there. Odds are, though, you're not going to want to get your hands on one of these simply because it's going to really, like, it's meant for the smoking the end of the wax. You know, if you have one of those silicone wax jars or even a glass jar and you see at the end it's wax you can't really get or can't really pick out, that's where a nectar collector is going to come into play. You're going to clean that entire glass jar out simply by lighting the end of the nectar collector, putting it in there, and sucking through whatever smoke is left in that glass jar. Now, a lot of people watching this video aren't going to have that luxury of getting a glass jar specifically from a dispensary holding wax in it. They're just going to pick up some wax on some parchment paper. They're going to probably throw that shit into their silicone little container, which is what I did a lot of the times, and from there you're just gonna pick out little pieces and light that shit on a dab rig. That's what I did with my wax, but there's a lot of people who would rather have a nectar collector, light the end of the nectar collector up, and it's like a metal rod, and once you light that bitch up, you wait for it to cool down, maybe like 5-10 seconds max, and then you know, you start sucking. It's like a straw almost, okay, a giant straw, and you start sucking at the end of it, and it'll you know, once you put it on the wax obviously is going to turn into smoke. The smoke's going to have no place to go while you're sucking other than your lungs. So it's going to be pretty beneficial if you want to get that end of the wax out of the glass jar, you know, the stickier shit that you can't get out. It's like almost like, you know, it's at the point of where you have no wax at all except for the glass jar. It's very beneficial though if you guys do want to get that end of the wax, you know, all the rest of the wax out. But if you have wax on a parchment paper, which, you know, a lot of people watching this video probably will get, that's how they get their wax, is just on some parchment paper. You're gonna want to, you cannot hit that wax from a nectar collector off the parchment paper, because it's gonna, like I said, it's gonna melt through the wax and you're gonna end up inhaling paper or whatever parchment paper the wax is on. And then if you have it on, a weird surface like a wooden desk or something, it's gonna melt that desk as well. You're gonna be getting a lot of weird chemicals in your body that you're not gonna want to get in the long run. That's why I feel like it's a lot more beneficial if you guys were to go ahead and get yourself just a dab rig, light the nail up, take a little pinch of wax and smear that bitch onto the rig that way, and hit it from a rig, hit it from an actual nail that's designed to do that. Even though nectar collectors are designed to smoke wax from and shit, I feel like it's a lot more wasteful smoking out of a nectar collector than it would be an actual rig, simply because when you light that entire nectar collector up, the hole is not small. I mean, it is small, but for for taking dabs are small as fuck as it is, and that hole is not, it's way too big in my opinion to be smoking wax out of. Like, you light that entire bitch up, and if you have an empty glass jar full of wax, at the bottom, and it's to the point where you can't scrape any more up, it's all just like smeared shit at the bottom, that's when a nectar collector would come in handy the most for getting that, you think there's no more fucking wax in there, but you would end up doing it the nectar collector and getting it out from there. Nectar collectors, though, in the end, bro, they're not very expensive. You can get them for pretty cheap online a lot of the times. I've never seen one in stores, in the tobacco store. I'm sure they do sell them in certain places, but from where I'm at, I've never seen one in stores. A lot of the times they sell online, usually around like $20 to fucking $50. I never bought one. I've smoked out of them a couple times, but they weren't in the end my, go-to thing to smoke out of wax. And that's just my experience, my personal opinion. I'm sure people out there watching now might, really enjoy nectar collectors, but in the end, bro, it's not anything I would go to right away. It's not gonna be that thing you should drop a fucking huge bag on and, invest in a nectar collector. It's not gonna be the move. In the end, I would really, really invest in a dab rig with a super fucking really nice quartz banger. I know Clout Glass, if you guys ever heard of them, they got really, really super dope bangers, and that hands down the best fucking banger I've ever smoked out of wax in my life. But nectar collectors, like I said, bro, I never personally owned one. Used them a couple times at, friends' houses and shit, but as I was smoking out of them, it was nothing too special, nothing I would really go out and waste my money on. And in the end, like I said, it's a last resort for getting the real, like, shit that you didn't think was there out of the wax. And like I said, you need a glass jar. It needs to be out of a dispensary, or it needs to be, in a silicone cup. But at that, even if it's in a, your own little personal silicone jar for holding wax, you could still get all the wax out of there in the end. So it's really not even beneficial for anybody really not living in a legal recreational state. If you do, though, and you have a jar, full of, empty of wax, but there's shit at the bottom stuck to the glass, you can use a nectar collector and get that shit out of there. And it's going to be pretty beneficial in that sense, but until it becomes legal, everywhere, not going to be a go-to piece to go to smoke wax out of ever. And it's kind of just that, get the end of the line shit. Unless you got a shit ton of wax and, you want to just dip your shit in there and get a fat ass rip, then it'd be pretty beneficial. You just get high as fuck. It's something to say you could do in the end, but it's nothing too insane to, invest your money in and buy a nectar collector. In my personal opinion, I would rather much get a dab rig or have you guys invest in a dab rig than a nectar collector in the end. But I mean, you got to try it out for yourself, because they do get you, a little more fucked up, but it's more of just like a harsh hit than anything, because odds are 9 out of 10 times, if the nectar collector doesn't have a perk, it holds no water, so it's just a straight fucking smoke line straight through, metal right into your lungs. So it's gonna hurt, it's gonna burn a little more, but in the end, you don't need that much of a big hit to get fucked up. So it's pretty cool. If you do want to invest, drop a little cash on it, but in the end, bro, not something I would recommend for you guys to do. I would highly recommend getting a fucking quartz banger, or, investing in a really nice rig rather than a nectar collector, but they're there in case you guys want to try some new shit. I guess that's what it's all in the end there for, just to try. Like, there's so many different smoking devices out there that it's just like, oh, okay, yeah, I smoked out of a nectar collector. It's just something you could say you did, pretty much. in the end. But that's my personal opinion on it. If you guys have something different, bro, drop it in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think personally about Nectar collectors in the comment section. If you guys do have any other subjects you want me to hit on in the next episode of Stoner Tips, be sure to drop it in the comment section as well. I'll be getting to each and every one of them. Been just going through my videos and picking out the best one, or not even the best ones, just anything you guys might have in general that I haven't uploaded already, and turning it into a Stoner Tips episode. Hopefully help you guys out there who have not experienced certain shit. And this has been episode 96 of the Stoner Tips series, 4 away from episode 100. Still don't know what I'm gonna do. I want to smoke, but we will see where it goes to very shortly. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Stoner. If you did enjoy, smash the thumbs up button. As I said before in all my videos, it goes a super long way considering I'm just doing this for you guys. So if you do enjoy, go crazy with it. Subscribe if you guys are new. Follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. I'm gonna catch you guys tomorrow for a brand new video, or very shortly for a brand new video. Y'all stay safe, stay savage, stay low key. It's your boy, the low key legend. I'm out of here, guys. Adios.